All right. Hello, gracefully chosen community, and welcome to Foster My Stories, the achievement focused podcast for foster care, adoption, orphan, and underserved communities. I am your host, Shelena Michelle Tate, and welcome to season 16, episode 64. And on today's episode, I'm going to be doing a quick overview of the Chosen Child shop. And before I get into what the shop is about, I want to tell you about the chosen child. So basically, welcome to the show. And I'm your host, Shelena Michelle Tate M.B.A. And I'm super excited because next Saturday, which is the 4th, I am launching the Chosen Child shop. But a lot of times you may hear me say being a fostered, adopted, orphaned, and underserved simply means you're gracefully chosen. Well, that's where your name Chosen Child came from. I'm super excited because with Chosen Child and with Gracefully Chosen, it's mainly a new name that I've kind of adopted or coined to call those who are labeled foster, adopted, orphaned, and underserved. And once again, Gracefully Chosen is just really a summary of those labels and to really encourage anyone in and from those situations. And guess what? You don't have to have come from foster care, being adopted, orphaned, or underserved to be gracefully chosen, or a chosen child for that matter, because just you watching and participating and just listening to the content, you're already gracefully chosen. So thank you. Super excited about that. And Gracefully Chosen is a name I've kind of coined to represent those labeled fostered, adopted, orphaned, or coming from underserved communities, and really like single parent homes and raised by grandmas, and you know, a lot of my upbringing despite foster care. So yeah, this podcast, as you know, is really dedicated to kind of helping to show the achievement focused content of those communities. Kind of always hear about the negative. So let me give you a brief overview. For those who don't know, I am your host, Shelena Michelle Tate M.B.A. I grew up in the Richland County foster care system, which is here in South Carolina, for 17 years, and a lot of times. Coming from or, being associated with those communities tend to have a negative view on them, or storyline, should I say. And a lot of times, unfortunately, teens and youth associated with those communities, they're always assumed to just only be able to reach statistic status, meaning they're more labeled to be, unwed mothers or school dropouts or incarcerated on the streets, and which we've always heard statistics before. And if you know who I am, I don't like to be bound by labels, and I don't think the Gracefully Chosen community does either. So that's why, aside from Foster My Stories podcast, the achievement focused podcast for these communities, plus I'm creating gracefully chosen content to kind of help further, promote in a positive achievement storyline these communities and kind of give them something back for themselves. All right, so let's get into um, gracefully chosen, or should I say the chosen child shop. So if you're right here watching, which I'm assuming you are, on the Foster My Stories page, uh, here, Foster My Stories Plus for Facebook, or on the author Shelena Michelle Tate page, which I have to update that content to show what you're watching now on the Foster My Stories Plus page. No worries. But if you're on this main page, which I'm assuming you are, you're probably seeing some items in these bubbles. These are some kind of like just some quick views into what's coming up in the Chosen Child shop. And the Chosen Child shop, should I say, let me get a further closer view for myself, right? Because I could talk about it all day long. Give me a moment. All right. So, yes, I'm on the Foster My Stories Plus Facebook page. And yeah, the shop here, this is just snippets into what's coming for the Gracefully Chosen, or should I say Chosen Child shop. The Chosen Child shop is not just for those communities I always brief on, but anybody associated with those communities or outside those communities. So over the years and growing up, I always kind of see products and services for some foster youth and maybe some foster adoptive parents, which is not a bad thing. But my chosen child shop wants to extend that and give products and services inclusive of um, social workers and court advocates. A lot of times, you have somebody here in the Midlands or South Carolina. We have something called CASA, and that is court appointed advocates who go to court and kind of like mediate on behalf of the foster teen, foster youth. And of course, I don't like to say foster, adopted, orphan, or underserved. So I say chosen child, chosen teen, chosen mom, chosen dad, whether you're a fostered or adopting. Um, Chosen worker is the social worker and the court advocate. And CASA, the word CASA for the Midlands or South Carolina, that's what we're called. It's different in different states. So if you're associated with being a court advocate representing families and youth, and you're watching from another state, put it in the comment section, or if you know the answer to this, put in the comment section what your court appointed advocates are called. Here in South Carolina, they're called it's called CASA, and of course it's different. It's just like how here in South Carolina, I know the Department of Social Services as DSS. Other places may call it DDS. So it's different. It's different in different places, which is not a bad thing. All right, so let's get into some of these photos, right? And this is just snippets of the many things that will be provided via the store. As another thing is, if you're watching, right, and you're saying, okay, that sounds pretty cool. You've got a shop possibly going or coming up. Well, and if you want to put some input, what do you think you would like to see in these shops? And once again, this shop that is launching on next Saturday is not just for the heart of the shop, the chosen child, chosen teen, chosen parent, whether you're foster or adopted, chosen worker, whether you are a social worker or a court appointed advocate, came words out. Anyone, should I say, can shop at this shop. And so let's get into some of these photos. And once again, if you're just tuning in, thank you for your patience here today on a Saturday. I am covering like an overview of what it means to be a chosen child, which stemmed from my slogan of being gracefully chosen, a new name I like to give those associated with the foster, adoption, orphan, and underserved communities, because no one likes to be called foster, adopted, orphan, or underserved at all. And those are labels. And the shop, and plus the podcast and the other efforts I'm working on, wants to show these individuals, communities, and individuals in a better light. So, what is the Chosen Child Shop. I keep going on about it, right? Because I'm super excited, y'all. I'm super excited. This has been in the works really for years. I've had this idea stirring for years and just have been trying to kind of hone in on designs and just different things. But I've always had the vision for this. So, all right, let's get into it because as you know, I can talk, right? All right, so these are just snippets of the Chosen Child Shop. Once again, Chosen Child is a name stemmed from what I have coined or adopted to call those associated with the foster, adoption, orphan, and underserved communities. I like to call you gracefully chosen. So you may have a chosen child who maybe want to see their photo or likeness or on a cell phone case or a tumbler. You may see that over here on the side. Um, I like to also highlight my social workers and my court-appointed advocates. So you would be getting some products and stuff too. And then notebooks, I have chosen child, chosen teen journals that I want to put in the store as well. And basically, your journals are specialized to you, right? Your journals will basically go into three sections. Um, why am I chosen? There's just a section there dedicated to kind of telling you why you're chosen instead of fostered, adopted, orphan, and underserved. In other words, why you are unique despite your situation, and really to give you a section for you to kind of talk about yourself and, a briefing of who you are. Also, to kind of give you a section to kind of get to know your case worker better. Coming up in foster care, I know the circumstance and situations are never always fun to talk about or really face. And so I think having a section where you can get to know who your foster parents and families is and your social worker, caseworker, I think that would be beneficial because, right, if you this journal or notebook for some will, allow you to like know who they are or get to know who they are. um, you'll have more in section 2 where you get to plan. And this journal will be from month to month. It won't be weekly, but it's more of a monthly um, overview of your plans for the month or to-do lists for the month. You'll have a section in there where you'll get to journal your thoughts and your emotions, and then also, you know, the world, news, and media loves to always paint our communities, gracefully chosen communities, foster, adopted, orphan, and underserved, gracefully chosen, into statistics and the status quo, which we're beyond those things despite our circumstance and situation. We're destined for greatness. So at the end of each month, there's a section that kind of prompts you to talk more about, you know, um, things you have discovered that you are grateful for. I feel that is a form of therapy. Writing is a form, for me at least, writing has always been a form of therapy. No medication or visits to the psychiatrist needed. I know, okay. I know a lot of times in our communities we're kind of pushed to do that. It's fine for who it works for, but I've always been big on finding alternative solutions to meet people right where they are, outside of a lot of those recommendations. All right, and so section 3 goes into um, just getting a deeper look into what you want to do for the future, and then important contacts that you may need to have in one spot. Because hey, if you're like me and have like a gazillion passwords and different things, and a lot of times you may think you remember the password and then you have to go back and change it. Yeah, it's good to have that all in one spot. Important websites, important passwords, important events. You may want to celebrate someone's birthday, or hey, you may have some important stuff coming up. That section is dedicated for you there. And this, once again, if you're tuning in, this is just a overview snippet of what's coming up in the Chosen Child store, which is launching hopefully. I keep saying hopefully, right? I'm pushing for it too, and of course things happen, but the goal is to launch it. It would have been today, but that's okay, right? Because some products and stuff take time, and the right aesthetic, at least for me, tend to be a perfectionist sometimes. When I have a, I want it to be right. So the goal is next Saturday. And so let's dive further into what you may see in the shop as well, right? So for the Chosen Child brand, Gracefully Chosen brand, you will see a lot of the characters and aesthetics there. You'll see a lot of youth and teens. You may see some caseworkers or social for some people, some court advocates, some foster adoptive or chosen moms and chosen dads, and a lot of them may look kind of royal, like they got crowns on. And that's because I want you, or if you're in one of those categories, to don't see yourself as, oh, I'm just a foster child. Oh, I've just been adopted. Oh, I came from an orphan situation. Oh, man, I come from an underserved community. No, you are gracefully chosen, and the shop shows you the royalty that's in you that you can become. In other words, the purpose that you have inside of you, despite your circumstance and situation, I want to show you that you have greatness in you, greatness for your future, greatness and beyond. The world always tells you, well, you're in that situation, so that's all you're going to be. No, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to stay that way. You know, I know what the world says. I know what news and media. I know what politics say, and you don't have to listen to all of the negative, right? That's why on Foster My Stories, we like to try to zone in on the achievement focused content and not just on the podcast through other efforts that I'm building right now with you, of course. So I'm super excited, right? Um, Once again, if you're tuning in, I'm just doing an overview on the upcoming Chosen Child shop. And as you see here on the screen, these are just a snippet of things that's coming to the shop. Um, I'm excited because there's going to be care packages there. There's going to be some things that kind of help the nerves for some people, some stuff there that's going to um, motivate others to explore books and contents. And also, I may be featuring some products that don't belong to me because I'm connected to some dynamic leaders as well, right? So, what better way than the Chosen Child shop than to display some featured products of my fellow leaders that are out here doing strides to help further draw the achievement focused content storyline of these gracefully chosen communities, foster adoption, orphan, and underserved. And I will be. I'm super excited. There's maybe 2 people right now I'm looking at featuring some stuff from. Um, so you will see that when that's displayed. So you probably like, Shelena, what platforms? Okay, I can talk, right? Okay, so you're gonna, even though you're gonna probably see a Shopify shopping bag, you're gonna kind of see this spread out in other platforms as well. It's gonna be popping up over the next couple weeks on Facebook. So you're gonna see some stuff on Facebook, but that's because all my stuff is integrated so across multiple areas to help kind of bring it to like what's more accessible to you. It's kind of like the podcast. I started on Red Circle Podcast. By the way, oh, I'll say that at the end then. Okay, so I started off on Red Circle Podcast, and now my podcast has kind of branched out and have been able to be on other platforms as well, and whatever's convenient to you. Thank you for your patience. My voice is trying to leave me. I don't know why. No, I'm saying it's a Saturday, but thank you for your patience if you're tuning in. Also, if you are enjoying this content that I'm talking about, leave me a comment in the comment right now. Let's talk. I would love to go ahead and chat with you. If there's something that you wouldn't mind seeing in the shop that I haven't mentioned, here, and once again, I'm just showing a briefing of what's coming. This is only a fraction. The stuff you see here, samples, is just a snippet, a small snippet of things that's going to be in there. So I'm super excited. You may see a tumbler here. You may see a laptop case as displayed on the screen, a journal. That bag the woman is holding, is it says I'm a chosen child social worker, and got some more stuff there associated with social work. So, once again, I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day. Saturdays is always like the laid back day, right? For everyone, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend is chillax day. And so if you're catching the replay, I hope that you will be able to share this content with someone you know. Let them know, hey, Shelena has a shop that's coming up next week on the 4th, which is next Saturday, and tell your friends and family about it. It's a shop to inspire the foster, adoption, orphan, and underserved communities. And she also says you don't have to be from those communities to enjoy the content as well. So you may want to explore the shop, and you may not never have been through any of those communities, but you know somebody who has. Maybe you could find a gift for someone. And once again, the gifts and stuff that's in the shop that's being created as I speak, um, it's going to kind of meet them right where they are, not just some of the stuff you see represented here, but I'm super excited to kind of like provide some additional stuff. Like, okay, so this is sad to say, but it's a very true thing that happens to a lot of foster youth going from home to home or going to respite care. So, and of course, I'm working on some designs right now. So I'm basically also working on some personalization stuff. So if you say, for instance, have a request for an item and you kind of want to see your likeness or something there, we could work something out to get something customized for you, right? Um, so a lot of youth have to, when they leave from home to home or have to go to respite care because their foster family or whoever is out on vacation for the summer, whatever their case is, right? Or even if you're going to the hospital for overnight stay, whatever your circumstance, it's sad to say that a lot of youth they have to load their stuffs up in garbage bags and trash bags. That's all they're given when they leave from home to home to home. So I'm working right now on customizable bags that, despite having to be on the go, you could kind of be proud of, and at least if not take with you wherever you go. If it's even if you decide to go off to college, or go to Job Corps, or go do a trade, or decide to hightail to another state. I want to provide bags for you. And so once again, in the Chosen Child shop, you're going to see a lot of and for those of you who've been kind of like snooping on my page the last couple weeks, you've probably seen me post like random different pictures of people. I can scroll down now and show you, and they look kind of royal, like right here. This is the type of stuff I want to display: the chosen child, chosen teen, chosen mom and dad, the chosen worker, social and court advocate in royalty. Royalty themes is what is going to dominate the shop, because you are royalty, and you don't have to have been born into royalty to be royal, right? You are royal because you have been appointed despite your situation and circumstance. You are you may have been fostered, but you're favored. You may have been adopted, but you're appointed. You may have been orphaned, but you are ordained. You may have been underserved or come from an underserved situation, but you are uniquely and wonderfully made. And all across of those categories you are. So, in other words, you being in those circumstances and situations don't have to define where you stay, or a labeling that you don't have to become. And you know what? Even if you fall into the quote unquote status quo or statistic, it doesn't mean that your life is over. And it doesn't mean by far that you can never achieve anything. If anything, it just stirs the beginning of a greater testimony, a journey, life lessons, and greatness for you to discover, to then pass down to those coming behind you. So I want you to stay encouraged today, and know that despite your circumstance and situation, I'm going to keep saying it because I've been there too, right? You have greatness. As Mr. Les Brown likes to say, he's phenomenal. If you don't know who Les Brown is, he's a phenomenal motivational speaker. And I know when I watched him years ago, I don't know, he ignited a fire in me, a stirring to don't just wallow in the the oppression of the circumstance or situation. He always had a slogan, there's greatness inside of you. He talked about his testimony about being a twin and being raised almost in a foster care, kinship care situation. Look him up. His name is Les Brown. He's older now, but still full of wisdom. You will find a lot of his stuff on YouTube. Dynamic, a leader, speaker, motivator, and he has paved the way for a lot of people. I would say, including myself, and to a certain degree. And so, yeah, I'm saying that about Les Brown because I'm hoping that despite your circumstance and situation of being gracefully chosen, you will be able to find for yourself positive leaders and people out here making positive strides to kind of help build you right where you are. It's so easy to get caught up in the hype of, oh, let me go do this quick thing, or let me be like this person over here because they seem to be able to do it quickly and it's popular. And sometimes the stuff that seems so quick and popular may not always be the best thing for you, right? And that comes with life lessons and going through experiences, not to down you, but to kind of help you grow, you know. And so that's why the Chosen Child Shop is going to remind you that you're gracefully chosen. And once again, you're gracefully chosen because you have a purpose beyond being labeled. That's why you're called gracefully chosen, fostered, adopted, orphaned, and underserved. This shop will meet you hopefully right where you are and provide some services and products that can. And so earlier I said something about a care package. Yes, you're going to be seeing something, some kind of care packages, bundles, should I say, the kind of like, you may have somebody in mind, right? After hearing me ramble like for 15 minutes, you may know somebody whose birthday is coming up, right? You may know a chosen child or teen. And once again, chosen means foster, adopted, orphan, underserved. And they're needing some inspiration despite their circumstance or situation. And you don't know what to get them. I'm hoping this shop will be an inspiration to you. You may know a caseworker. You may know a mediator or a mentor. You could also give this stuff to some mentors. They don't have to be a social worker or a court appointed advocate. You may have a mentor, like a big brother, big sister type situation, leader, mentor, and some of this stuff may inspire you to give something to them. Or you can reach out to me um, and say, hey, Shelena, I want to give something to this person I know. They've mentored me for the last year or so, and I just want to say thank you to them. Let's see what we could customize, because once again, this shop is for you, the gracefully chosen, foster, adopted, orphaned, underserved, plus, because a lot of people don't come for those situations, but hopefully this store, it meets you right where you are. All right, so once again, this was just an overview of the upcoming shop Chosen Child, which is launching on March the 4th, which is next Saturday. Um, I'm going to start doing some soft launching throughout the week. So I will let you know what links to go to for this stuff. But the whole store will be, well, a portion of the store will be, because I'm always going to be adding stuff. A portion of the store is going to be ready next Saturday, which is the 4th. And once again, this shop is dedicated plus to the fostered, adopted, orphaned, and underserved communities, the fostered and adopted, orphaned, and underserved youth, teens, parents, social workers, and court appointed advocates, plus mentors, or you may have a teacher. You give the stuff to them as well. Or this might just be a just because, hey, this person's dynamic. And I just want to say, here's something for them, put a smile on their face. There's a lady, phenomenal woman of God that's on YouTube. Anyway, long story short, her name is Sister Sharon. she inspires me when I watch her videos, because just the compassion and the passion she has for who she wants to pour into. But anyway, she has um, a shop called Random Acts of Kindness, and she takes her products and services with her everywhere she goes. A lot of times she'll be led to give people like butterflies that's custom made by her. And then she does a lot of the stuff that she makes. She makes soaps and just different things, smell good stuff for people, and that's her whole thing. And a lot of times, you don't. She doesn't know the people that she feels led to give the stuff to. So, you know, piggybacking off of her, I encourage you to like also think of people that you don't necessarily know. You may feel led to like just brighten somebody's day, and you've never, you know, went out to eat with this person, or you never went to school with this person. Sometimes we have those moments of like, oh man, I want to encourage that person over there. Maybe this shop can help you do that, right? And also, Sister Sharon, her shop is called Random Acts of Kindness. Um, she is on Facebook. Well, she's on YouTube. Her channel is called Motivating You to Win, and it motivates you to win, and that's her ministry, by the way. So just to give you a heads up, if you go in there and you're like, what's this lady talking about? She goes in on it, on a lot of stuff, but through her ministry. That's her whole ministry. But she does also, inclusive of her ministry, she does something called Random Acts of Kindness, and she'll provide a lot of free products and services as well, to encourage you. So I would check out her stuff. You may know somebody that's going through. And no, she's not sponsoring me. Just to give you a heads up, okay? I just want to let you know about the dynamics of who she is and what she does. You may know somebody, a teen or a youth, or somebody that is going through oppression and depression, might be suicidal. She has a lot of products and services free that you can go visit and download for free. Once again, her channel is called Motivating You to Win. Motivating You to Win. And you could type in Sister Sharon, Random Acts of Kindness, and I'm pretty sure YouTube will pull her up because she has a lot of videos. Um, um, but Motivating You to Win. I would look for her channel. I would look for her. And as a matter of fact, when I get settled, maybe I could in the description below, I could put the links to what I'm talking about as well. And once again, as the week progresses and as my links progress, right, I will be sharing the links of the stuff that I'm talking about, where you could go kind of get some snippets, because once again, this is going to be spread not just on the platform I'm using, but you're going to start seeing some stuff pop up on Facebook as well, and some other channels, Etsy. Um, I'm super excited. All right, so I won't take the rest of your day because I got some outings today myself, right? But once again, this was just an overview of the Chosen Child store that is launching on March the 4th, 2023, that I'm super excited about. It didn't sound like it at first, right? My voice was trying to go. I'm back now. I'm back. um, the Chosen Child shop that I am that's coming. So yeah, share this replay with somebody you know. Leave a comment in the description, and I will be able to respond to it as time permits. And by the way, if you're enjoying the content and you're getting value from it, please, if you're on the YouTube page, give me a like, subscribe, comment, turn on the notification bell, whatever they want to say, so you can always be aware of fresh content. As a matter of fact, I'm revamping the whole YouTube channel right now. You're gonna see like refreshed new content that's modified greatly from the platforms and stuff that I've used. So it'll be just added value for you there, visual value for you there as well. And if you're watching from any of the Facebook pages, I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule. Share this content with somebody you know, and also in the link of the description of this page, whether you're on the Foster My Stories Plus page, the author Shelena Michelle Tate page, or the YouTube page, feel free to utilize any of the links that you see in the description. So any support, I'm greatly appreciated. But I have a lot of affiliate links, that's broken down based off what you're trying to do. So, say for instance, like if you want to go into podcasting, now Audacity is a free platform that you can get into. I will tell you it's a learning curve with Audacity if you've never used it. I recommend watching some YouTube videos to kind of get you familiarized with the platform. But once you learn how to use Audacity, you can edit a lot of your audio content for podcasts. Or you can check out a lot of the other links that I have there in the description. As a matter of fact, let me go to my own links, right? So I can go down that list because I could talk all day, and you'll be like, "What is she talking about?" Thank you for your patience. My own little theme music, right? Oh, okay. So the page is stalling a little bit. Um, all right, so once again, in the description of this video, I have some stuff for you out of appreciation. I am saying that these are affiliate links, but if you can utilize this content or at least pass it to somebody who can, I would greatly appreciate it. And hopefully, they and you can find some value out of this content. So, what do I have, right? I have a BookBoat account that you can go on for yourself, and BookBoat is awesome. BookBoat allows you to create small to medium, low content books, um, journals, planners, whatever your thing is that you're wanting to get into, especially when it comes to writing or design creation. I have in the description, I have a coupon code FMS for Foster My Stories podcast. You can use that to get a discount on the services of BookBoat. But if you're a podcaster or aspiring podcaster like I am, you can use Red Circle Podcast, like I mentioned earlier. This right here is a freebie for you. This is where I got my start, and it's free to use, free hosting, and it's an easy to use learning curve. And there's also videos there as well if you have questions, or you can reach out to me and I can walk you through the process. Same thing with Audacity. It's a great audio editor. Excuse me. It's good for, like I said, editing your audio content. But once again, I do recommend watching some videos. That's what I did to learn how to crash course, learn how to do this stuff. And sharpen like each week and each day. I'm being inspired, especially by designers and just different things I'm learning. But anyway, Audacity and Red Circle, those are great places to start. Hey, if you want some equipment that's affordable, right? I'm using something called the Zoom Pod Track P4. It's really good. Once again, there's videos on a learning curve on how to use it. It's very easy to set up. All these things I'm about to go into, they're very easy to set up, but sometimes people need like more explanation or how to set it up or how to navigate it. So you can discover those video contents or reach out to me and I can sit down and talk with you about how to get that going. But once again, if you are looking for podcast equipment, I recommend my Zoom Pod Track P4. There's a link in the description that you can take advantage of. I really appreciate it if you did. You may have some design needs, like as those of you who may know me, since the very first episode of Foster My Stories to now, you've seen me experiment with different designs over that course of now 2 years. It's amazing to me. It's been 2 years, but I've been inspired to like learn how to improve design and improve just the quality, and Canva has helped me do that. Canva has helped me on my journey, and then along with Canva I'm now learning some other new content, but Canva is where I got my start. I have a Canva Pro account. If you are interested in Canva Pro, they have free accounts for educators and nonprofits. Once again, if you are an educator or a nonprofit, you could get a free Canva Pro account. And Canva Pro is dynamic for all your content creation needs, whether you're just trying to create a banner, a flyer, if you're trying to create a thumbnail for your YouTube channel, whatever you're trying to do, Canva's awesome. And I have a link in the description. Once again, these are affiliate links, so if you're able to use them or pass them to somebody you know, it helps me be able to pour back into the efforts of the Foster My Stories Plus brands. What are those brands? Foster My Stories, Gracefully Chosen, T-Farm, The Fisherman, and that is, I'll talk more about T-Farm a little later. But I have 3 brands I'm working on right now. All right. What's not listed in the link of this video, I have some resources for those of you trying to get your website going. If you're interested in that, leave me a message. We will talk. I have several links for you. Once again, these are affiliate links, but if you're able to use them or utilize them or provide them to somebody who can, this helps me pour back into the efforts of the expansion of what I'm providing through the Foster My Stories brands. Then, if you're on YouTube, well, I have TubeBuddy as well. TubeBuddy is awesome. TubeBuddy helps you enhance your YouTube channel, from your thumbnails to your posts to any kind of content creation. I will say TubeBuddy does have like a bit of a learning curve, but it's easy to pick up. If you're interested in getting started with TubeBuddy, I do have a link for you, affiliate link. Same thing with StreamYard, which is where I'm streaming this live from. StreamYard. You may not see the cute little duck with the headphones anymore. That's because I have my own account now. But StreamYard is a great place to get started if you want to do streaming for lives, seminars, or meetings. They are dynamic. I think I have the StreamYard link in the description for you. Moving on. Once again, I'm just covering some affiliate links that you can use to start your journey or enhance your journey on content creation. So if you've been podcasting or doing audio work like I have for a hot minute now, and you're wanting to repurpose a lot of your content, whether you may have some audio stuff that you're trying to get on YouTube, or you may have some YouTube videos you're trying to condense down. Well, I do have a link with repurpose.io, which can help you repurpose all that content in ways that can help you do so. If you're interested in that, let me know. I can get that link information over to you. And Pictory, that's Pictory. It's great for YouTube videos and any of your other social media platforms. Same thing, you're trying to upgrade your aesthetic and your look and your different things, or like a storyboard visual. Pictory is dynamic for you for that. I do have a promo code for you for that. It's Shelena, that's SHELENA 24, that you can use. And once again, that link I believe is in the description below. All right. So as you know, I kind of talk, right? And so, but I thank you for just taking time out of your schedule today. Once again, this is Shelena Michelle Tate M.B.A, your host for the Foster My Stories podcast platform. Today on season 16, episode 64, I did an overview. I just did an overview of the Chosen Child shop that is launching on March 4th. Once again, this shop is not, it's a plus because anybody can shop it, but the heart of it is for the gracefully chosen, which is labeled foster, adopted, orphan, underserved, child, teen, parent, social worker, court advocate. And like I said, here in South Carolina, we call it CASA. I don't know, different states it's called something different, but a lot of this content is for you. But you don't have to have come from those communities to use this stuff either. Once again, you may be a teacher, you may be a mentor, you may be a big brother, big sister, whatever your thing is, right? All right, so I'm going to stop there because I get excitable. And I am very excited right now because of just the progression of this vision that's been kind of stirring since 2016, 2019. Like, okay, so T-Farm, the thing I didn't go into, that vision started back in 2016, is now a nonprofit as of 2020. And I'm working on some stuff to incorporate with that. I already got some ideas. 2019, Gracefully Chosen popped up as a vision to extend And now I'm just seeing that stuff, like a lot of that, those ideas like coming together. So when all of that, what I'm trying to say, don't give up on your goals and visions and dreams. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of stuff may take time, and that's okay. I know a lot of people make you feel as if stuff has to be rushed and it has to happen in a certain time frame, or why haven't you done it by yet? I'm gonna tell you this: the best experience is when you are you have a vision, right? But you go and grow through things. You go and grow through things that can help you be stronger in the preparation of the thing that you're trying to do. So you may have had a vision to write a book 5 years ago, and your family and friends or associates are ratting on you about why you haven't written that book yet. Well, guess what? Stuff takes time, processing. And anybody who knows me, I'm gonna tell you straight up: if you're trying to write a book and you haven't healed, or you feel like lashing out on the people that has hurt you, take some time to heal first, and then come back to it, and then you can write from the heart of how you forgave them and how you forgave yourself in the process, and how you hope others can find healing in that process as well. I'm just saying from experience, right? All right, let me leave that there. So stay tuned for like little snippets throughout the week of the Chosen Child store. Some stuff is going to be like launching bit by bit by bit. The store, half of the store, because once again, I'm going to be launching stuff over the course of time. It's not going to be all at once on Saturday, next Saturday, but you're going to get a taste of the Chosen Child. Once again, foster, adopted, orphan, underserved, gracefully chosen, royally themed content for those communities: social workers, foster, adoptive parents, teens, youth, whatever those categories are. Once again, gracefully chosen, which replaces those names, right? Foster, adopted. Nobody likes to be called that. At least I didn't. You're a foster child. You're adopted. You're orphan. You're underserved. You are gracefully chosen. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. All right, so super excited. Okay, this completes season 16 of the Foster My Stories podcast. Um, this month has been kind of crazy because some of my content has been like MIA, or people have come and said, "Oh, that's my music," and I'm like, "This came with the platform that I've purchased. What are you talking about?" So, uh, stuff is a learning curve. That's all I gotta say. When you're doing content creation and you're discovering how to enhance your content, a lot of times people can come out the woodwork and say, "Hey, that's their music, that's their stuff," and they only heard a snippet of it and didn't realize that it was already associated with a paid program. Nothing that they did. Okay, people come out the woodwork all the time. I don't get it, but that's neither here or there. That's not even the focus. The focus is to continue despite the setbacks. If there's people coming at you or people trying to make you feel like you have to have something done in a certain time, which is what I'm rambling about right now, don't feel pressured by that. Why? Because you know the best timing for yourself. You like I'm learning. You will have a knowing. You'll have a knowing when it's the right time. And sometimes, for some it may seem like, oh, it happened overnight, and that's okay for them. But some people may be next year for you, or it may be tomorrow for you. In other words, don't be discouraged by time frames. That's what I'm saying. If people have been saying, oh, you should have been writing your book, or it should have been out by now, okay, things take time. We go through seasons, we grow through seasons, we grow through seasons and circumstances. And a lot of times, the things we think we want to do at a certain time is not yet time for that appointed time, because it may be a completely different vision by the time it's time for it. As with the sequels to Foster that I kept talking about over the years, guess what? They're not going to be the way I envisioned them to be. They have now taken on a different form. It's still going to be follow-ups, but it's definitely not going to be the way I thought. And that's okay. Why? Because life lessons help us grow through what we need to become the greatness that we've been preordained and destined to become. And don't ask me to repeat that. All right. So thank you once again for tuning in to Foster My Stories. If you are catching the tail end of all the stuff I just rambled on about, hey, it's going to be replayed. As soon as I end this broadcast, you can watch the video again. I just did an overview of the Chosen Child shop, which is launching next Saturday. Once again, it's going to be a snippet of the shop not the full shop, because I'm going to be continuously adding new things. And hopefully, this content and that content of the shop will be able to allow you to gift somebody that you know that is gracefully chosen. In other words, another name for people labeled fostered, adopted, orphan, underserved, youth, teens, parents, social workers, court appointed advocates. And once again, South Carolina CASA. This is for you. Oh, and plus, leaders, teachers, mentors, this is for you. Right where you are. This is for you. Right where you are. I get excitable. All right. I'm going to leave that there for the umpteenth time. But I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to tune in today for season 60. I'm getting ahead of myself. Ooh, season 16. We ain't on 64 yet. Episode 64 of the Foster My Stories. This completes season 16. Today completes the month of February, season 16. I'm excited for whatever comes next month. Season 17 of Foster My Stories. You're going to see postings of, that. And stay connected. And once again, as always, being fostered, adopted, orphaned, or underserved, plus means you're gracefully chosen. You are gracefully chosen, which is the new name. I like to give those labeled as such: foster, adopted, orphan, underserved, as you may see scrolling down at the bottom. You are gracefully chosen because you have a purpose. And yes, chosen did not come from that show called Chosen that everybody's kind of going crazy over. Chosen is an extension of the gracefully chosen name that stirred in me years ago to give these communities a new name. Gracefully chosen. You have purpose. Your circumstance does not define you, or your past does not define you. I know a lot. I hear so many stories. I'm going to just say this. Let me say it because I hear so many stories of just people who've gone through, and once again, you don't have to dwell on anything that's hurtful. I'm not saying that, because we all have to heal and go through as we do. But what I'm saying is, I know of a lot of people who have been fostered, adopted, orphaned, underserved, and they're so ashamed to talk about those situations, or it's us, for whatever reason, it's a negative stigma on those situations. And you can't help those situations. If you've been through those situations, life happens and it happens. Take it from me, 17 years in the foster care system. I know. I never asked to be in those situations, but I was. But I'm so grateful now because I realize, man, all that was for a purpose beyond my understanding. So I'm hoping that you also find that for yourself, that despite your circumstance and situation, all of what you think you're going through is for a greater purpose beyond your understanding. And you may not understand it now. I'm hoping that, like me, for me, I'm just not realizing it. I'm hoping that you find that for yourself as well. And I keep saying this, okay, I'm about to stop. This time I'm really about to stop because I could talk. Leave me some questions and comments. Once again, the question for this video. And once again, I just touched on snippets of what's coming in the shop. What you see, those bubbles right there on the page, that's just a snippet of what's going to be provided. But if you have any suggestions, I'm open ears. If you want to chat with me, hey, inbox me and we could talk. Once again, if you want something customized, right, reach out to me and we can see what we could do to customize the thing you're trying to customize. And once again, you don't have to go through the foster, adopted, orphan, underserved situation to be gracefully chosen. You're gracefully chosen. Why? Because you're watching right now, or you're sharing the content, or you're supporting right now. You're basically helping me help others stay chosen, fostered but favored, orphaned but ordained, adopted but appointed, chosen, underserved but never underrated. You have purpose. And like the great Les Brown always says, there's greatness inside of you. I can say his voice. There's greatness inside of you. Okay, let me go for real this time because I can say that 5 more times, right? All right. This completes season 16, episode 64, season 16 of the Foster My Stories podcast. I'm looking forward to diving into some more content with you next month as the Lord wills. season 17 of the podcast. Share this content with somebody you know. I'm super excited. You're going to see some stuff dropping through the week, and I'll let you know what links and stuff to go to. But once again, this stuff is going to not only be on the platform I'm preparing it on, you're going to start seeing some stuff on Facebook. In other words, gift this stuff to somebody you know who's gracefully chosen. Teachers, mentors, advocates, social workers, foster parents, adoptive parents, teens, youth, gracefully chosen. All right. Well, you take care. And like I said, like 15 minutes ago, being fostered, adopted, orphaned, or underserved simply means you're gracefully chosen. Thank you for taking the day to celebrate with me the upcoming launch of the Chosen Child store for next Saturday, the 4th. Take care.